And we are delighted, all of us, including the announcer, to be announcing the winners of the MinK 2026 Creative Writing Competition here today, and to be launching our newest anthology, The Trees, which hopefully all of you will have by the time you leave. Having now witnessed the publication of 6 MinK books, this is the 6th, along with 7 further ebooks, witnessing the publication of or commemorating our various online gatherings of original writing and our fantastic Raising Voices project, and there'll be an 8th ebook this Sunday. We at LitFest are incredibly proud of the talented team and the prolific writers that you represent in Milton Keynes. It's a genuine pleasure to be part of the journey of so many of you, both new to the craft and deeply experienced. It's great to see some faces that we've seen many times before, and even greater to see people we've not here seen before. People both new to the craft and deeply experienced through the books, writing workshops, including those for Raising Voices, the Story Map, literary walks, and all the other ways we connect. We've now published over 250 writers. Some of you are here today. And we look forward to continue reading, listening to, and enjoying more of your wonderful writing about Milton Keynes, our city, and our neighbourhood. It's a pleasure to be joined here today by Milton Keynes' own John Grindrod, who was our creative non-fiction judge this year and is giving a talk on his new book, Tales from the Suburbs, LGBTQ+ Lives Behind Net Curtains, later this evening. John will be presenting the prizes to our winners tonight here. But first, I'd like to ask him, John, to say a few words about the competition. So, John, please come up and take the microphone.
Hello. That's John Best. I like to think of myself as John Second Best. And welcome to this word factory, or this word factory unit. It's brilliant to be part of this. I really enjoy my work on judging these amazing entries that come in. It's a fantastic thing. And I think one of the things I've discovered in my own writing is I interview a lot of people about where they're from and where they live. And quite often people say, oh, there's nothing to see here. But the amazing thing about reading all your writing is that incredible observation and the inquisitiveness. And so thank you for being able to prove those people wrong. I love the variety of the work in the book. It's incredible. We've got lyrical prose, we've got inspired poetry, we've got work with a sense of history and place and character. Some of it's very moving, some of it's very funny. There are pieces that are deeply researched and other pieces that are hugely imaginative and mind-blowing. They're all written with incredible heart and passion, which is really lovely to see. I think The Trees was a really great theme because it allows us to kind of think of so many different interconnected things, which feels very appropriate for trees, from the roots that connect us to each other and the world, through to the way that we're sort of reaching for the sky as well, and exploring the world. Life really sings through the book, and thanks entirely to your imagination and skill as writers. So I do think that anybody that manages to do any creative act at the moment in the sort of bonkers world that we live in deserves a round of applause. So please applaud yourselves, the creative heart of MK, Buckinghamshire, Bedfordshire and Northamptonshire.
Thank you so much, John. Now we'll move straight on to the heart of today's event, announcing the winners of our 2026 MinK Creative Writing Competition. We had more entries in more categories than ever before this year, and we were thrilled with both their number and their quality. A writing competition on the trees in a city of 20 million of them was inevitably going to inspire an outpouring of affection for our sylvan acquaintances, although we're not merely gathering a copse of tree huggers, as many of the entries made clear, it is writers' imaginations. We're not entirely focused on adoration, as some entries reminded us trees are not necessarily always benign. They can cast darker sides as well as simple shadows. The judges commented on the very high standard of your pieces, and we'd like to heartily thank them all. John Grindrod, Jupiter Jones, James McDermott, Simon Madrill, and both James and Simon are delivering workshops for us here in the box this Sunday. The final few tickets still available, and Caroline Davis, some of whom I'm delighted are here to say are here either in person or online today. Thanks also to Flora Rees and Dave Wakely, who put a massive effort into editing the book, which looks great. I think you'll agree. For each of our 6 categories, we've chosen a winner and 1 or 2 highly commended writers. I'd like to read the full shortlist for each category and then to ask the highly commended writers to stand or wave to us for a round of applause. Finally, I will announce our winners and invite you to come up to the stage to receive your prize and read your winning piece to the audience. That's the price of fame, folks. I'll start with the flash fiction 20+ category. The shortlist comprises More Than Just Living by Karen Banfield, Were and Is by Lewis Butler, The Weeping Willow by Jen Charlton, A Woman's Work by Anita Gayton, Family Tree by A.J. Herbert, The Druid Oak by Ralph Keats, Nourished by Steph Lay, From One Small Pip by Jan Lovell, Like a Bonsai in a Tree Museum by Rosaline Lynch, In Memoriam by Susan Reed, The Trees of Milton Keynes by R.G. Smith, and The Royal Oak by Sue Turbett. Highly commended are Nourished by Steph Lay and From One Small Pip by Jan Lovell. Please both, if you're here, stand and wave, and we'll clap you. Thank you. Many congratulations. And the winner is The Royal Oak by Sue Turbett. Sue, unfortunately, cannot be with us tonight, but we're delighted to welcome online Dave Wakely to read her flash fiction piece. So if I cross my fingers and pray, I'm hoping Kim, who is at the tech team this evening, will be able to make that happen.
The Royal Oak, written by Sue Turbett. What would you be wanting, lad? I inquires of a man clambering clumsy into my great oak. He cusses under his panting breath. God Almighty, pray, how have I become so reduced? His ankle grazes the crusty bark, and he yelps like a pup. Shh, his friend whispers from down below. Remain here, my lord, I'll be back anon. This is no place for a king, the man hisses. Hark at ye, I says, talking like you's too grand to be here, and yet, lad, here you are. My feelers wiggle and do sense the thrum of his fast-beating heart, ragged breath and stench of fear. He be quivering, scared for his life. Ye look withered, boy, I says, and he looks down at me with a pitying mix of sorrow and terror in his eye. I scuttles the bough's mossy furrows toward him. 'Tis easy enough to climb on his hand, but the crud and grime don't disguise the reek of exotic oils and soap-clean skin. There be a speckling rash on his arm and blisters on his feet, telling me he be unacquainted with the linsey woolsey cloth and cracked leather of peasant garb. This be no working man, no vagrant. This be a gentleman whose arse now fidgets in the curve of my tree where branch meets trunk for want of a velvet cushion. I scurry to the tip of his pointy finger, and he brings a thumb down to crush me. Don't you be taking out no anger on me, I says sharply. 'Tis not the telling of a real man. He pauses, smiles, then stares with crow-black eyes that do compel me to curl tight as a ball. I have no will to end your life, little woodlouse. he says in regal tones. Besides, what wretched victory is there in killing one so insignificant as yourself? He laughs, sets me down, then shakes, and weeps salty water in blubbery drops. And I wish to comfort him, for I sense he has lost greatly. A tin pot-headed man with musket and searching eyes creeps near the tree. My man goes rigid as a fawn before a wolf. Musket man stops, but does not look up. Evidently he cannot smell his prey, for he moves on. I reckons ye and me are not so different, I says, both needing the damp, hidey holes of this great tree for protection from enemies who seek to eat us. The man brings his hands to prayer. O Lord, save me. I might hide now, but be certain I shall rise again. I'm guessing there be a big world beyond my oak, where he be a man of some stature. But here, now, he be vulnerable, and I am sad familiar with that feel. He dozes fitful, but I keeps guard. Come dawn, his friend to come back, and he tumbles out of my tree with no thank you, no farewell. But I guesses 'tis the way of gilded men such as him. Thank you, and I will now hand back to John in the box.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Sue. Still staying with flash fiction, the flash fiction 14 to 19 category next. The shortlist comprises The Treehouse by Becky Cooling, Rooted Memories by Soraya Hussain, Into the Woods by Naya Makwana, A Little Birdie Told Me by Nadia Patika, Oh Butterfly, Butterfly by Jasper Finley Swinnerton, and The Frozen Frost by Grace Wan. Highly commended are A Little Birdie Told Me by Nadia Patika and The Frozen Frost by Grace Wan. Please both stand if you're here and wave and we will clap you. Very well done. And the winner, I'll leave a pregnant pause. The winner is The Treehouse by Becky Cooling. Please come up.
Thank you.
Well done.
Give me a second. I shouldn't be here, but I have to say goodbye. Sarah didn't, but she never could. It's impossible to move across the country without visiting my oldest friend. I linger on the balcony, taking in the view one last time. It's barely changed since the ancient oak collapsed a decade ago. The fraying rope ladder below clatters against the bark, swaying in the breeze. The door creaks as I open it, the wood rubbing and laughing against the floor, the hinges echoing all the sounds we used to make up here. Brushing leaves and spiders off a once blue chair, I sit down, flicking through my mental scrapbook of all the fun we had here. Every splatter of paint, chipped window frame, and splintered wall is tied to myriad memories of me and Sarah. I lean back in the chair, breathing in the dust of days long departed. Slices of dappled golden sunlight peek in through the window, illuminating drawings pinned on the wood, smudged by rust and morning rains. I know I'm not meant to be here. I'll be in serious trouble if anyone finds me. But they shouldn't. Only me and Sarah knew it was here. Both our parents were too busy reenacting the Battle of Waterloo to worry about their daughters wandering into the nearby private forest. If I'm caught, I should get away with another police caution. I noticed a small turquoise typewriter perched on the shelf we always use as a desk, paper poking out the top like half-charred toast. My heart chills in a winter breeze of fear, even though it's barely September. Someone else knows about this place. I stare downward. Where I could previously glimpse the forest floor through the gaps in the planks has been covered by a purple unicorn rug. The ladder rattles against the tree trunk, swaying like in a tempest, or someone swinging on it. I retreat to the corner as the door flies open with the enthusiasm of whoever's ramming it. Is it an officer elated at the capture of a trespasser, or the typewriter's owner, eager to continue their chapter? I glance up to see a girl a few years younger than me. She looks at me and asks, "Are you Alice or Sarah?" She's seen our signatures on the ceiling. "Alice, Sarah won't be back here," I state, looking at her intently. She's the complete opposite of me. Her auburn hair curls around her cheeks like a spaniel's ears, whereas mine is a purple thicket. She sports neon collars while I wear black, her face full of innocence contrasting with mine haggard by bitter experience, appearing to be starting her teenagerhood as I'm finishing mine. The girl swallows, obviously expecting eviction. Walking to the balcony, I tell her, "This was my place. Now it's yours. Look after it." I smile as I step down to the ladder, my final farewell to the treehouse and childhood.
That was so well read, Becky. Thank you so much. Now we move on to poetry 20+ category. The shortlist comprises Woburn Woods by Chris Allen, Banyan Tree by Neil Beardmore, Hide and Seek by Shirley Ann Cook, A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shelley Dennison, A Spot Unknown by Stella Gervin, Therapy by Ralph Keats, Grotto by Richard Law, Woodlands by Robert Lowe, The Shadow of a Tree by Isai T. Montoro, Braeburn by Graham R. Sherwood, Creek by Casey Stewart, and Hubbard's Hills by Keir Went. Highly commended are A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shelley Dennison and Grotto by Richard Law. Please both stand or wave so we can applaud you. The winner is Braeburn by Graham R. Sherwood. Please come up, Graham. Really attribute this poet
to my wife, because she was the one that kept seeing it. So I can only really claim second dibs for this. There's a place I often pass where a half-eaten apple core, the remnants of a hasty lunch, wantonly tossed from the window of a passing car, has taken root. 10 years undisturbed, lying buried beneath myriad roadside detritus. Today, on an uncut verge beside the busy A422, a perfectly shaped, magnificent Braeburn stands laden with plump, ripe fruit, never harvested, a proud crimson beacon of accidental recycling among the dowdy bracken. He gets everywhere, Trump, doesn't he? I'm sorry.
Thank you, Graham. That was great. In the poetry 14 to 19 category, our shortlist comprises One of the Trees by Becky Cooling, We Fade into the Green by Naya Makwana, Leaf Litter by Freya Matheson, Lives Bigger Than Ours by Nadia Partika, The Roots of My History by Swan Rain, and Bark by Adar Singh. Highly commended are Leaf Litter by Freya Matheson and Lives Bigger Than Ours by Nadia Partika. Please stand or wave. And we are told Freya is watching on the live stream. The winner is, pregnant pause, The Roots of My History by Swan Rain. Please come up, Swan.
Roots of my history are engraved in the past. Brilliant! Shade! I am not yours to own, to bar away, block me reaching to my brothers and sisters of the forest. I watch your cigarette stubs fall, and I feel its cinders work their way into my flesh. I feel a disease enter and spread. Infiltration. I know what's next. Chainsaw. The cig stubs fall like acid rain. Euthanasia without my consent. Murder. You cut off my head. You cannot uproot me. I am too deep-rooted in your story and history too. Thank you for listening.
Another terrific reading. Well done. We now move on to creative non-fiction in the 20+ category. And the shortlist comprises Portrait of My Mother in Old Age by Anna Bretz, How Rude by Lewis Butler, 3 Trillion and Counting by Terry Calvert, An Ending by Bethany Chitty, Books and Bramleys by Rosie Douglas, A Time Lapse Through the Trees by Vinuri Fernando, Rings by Ralph Keats, From Little Acorns by Elise Thomas, My Sanctuary by Sue Turbot, and An Autumn Walk Through Selsey Forest by Sue Upton. Highly commended are How Rude by Lewis Butler and An Ending by Bethany Chitty. Please both stand so that we can celebrate with. The winner is, pregnant pause, Portrait of My Mother in Old Age by Anna Bretz. Anna can't be with us tonight, but I'm pleased to ask Flora to read her piece. Flora.
Portrait of My Mother in Old Age by Anna Bretz. I see her, in my mind's eye, sitting under her trees in a sturdy green chair. Behind her is a tall, thick and thorny hawthorn hedge, separating her from the rest of the world. It's early June, but there's a slight chill in the air and a gentle breeze. She's wearing her old gardening hat, shapeless straw, the brim parting from the crown. From chin to toes, she's muffled in a lilac and black tartan blanket. Her hands rest on her lap outside the blanket. Sitting here, she's released from the restlessness that generally afflicts her and is quite still. She's gazing upwards, watching the filtered sunlight on the moving leaves. Her face is relaxed. She looks entirely happy. This is where she wants to be. The woodland she's sitting in came up for sale many years ago. It lay alongside their existing garden, and I remember how excited both parents were when the sale went through and they became owners of what looked then like a derelict piece of land. They weren't ambitious gardeners. They cleared the rubbish and the undergrowth, had dead wood taken out, and got someone in to level the ground and lay turf under the remaining trees. The little wood became their delight. I don't remember all the trees, but some gave them a special pleasure. An ancient mirabelle flowered magnificently each April or May, despite its trunk being almost horizontal and supported on wooden props. It was a generous tree. Its yellow plums fell thick on the grass and went into sweet, luscious pies. There were 2 damson trees that blossomed lacy white and strewed the ground with fruit each autumn, fruit that was made into chutney. A mature walnut tree stood tall and wide, with broad, shiny leaves that reflected the sun and made the light around it green. Most years it didn't produce many walnuts, but some found their way into the earth and saplings appeared. And then there were the conifers, lacking drama, but rising high and providing more shade and green shade and shelter. Primroses and violets spread unhindered, announcing the spring each year. She lives alone. My father died long ago. She needs help with everything now. Alzheimer's has stolen her memory and is stealing her language. She can't follow the direction of my pointing finger when I try to show her next door's cat creeping towards us through the grass. She sees only my half-raised hand. And yet, the trees speak clearly to her of comfort. I think she still hears something of the wind's song in their branches and leaves. She sees their beauty in the green and dappled light. Though words are failing her, her uplifted face speaks of her love for this place that is, or was, so profoundly hers. It didn't long outlive her. After her death, when the house was sold, the hedge was torn out and the trees were felled. It felt like losing her again. Thank you.
Thank you, Flora, and thank you, Anna. Creative non-fiction, now the 14 to 19 category. The shortlist comprises My Beginnings by Dewey Makwana and The Trees by Rose Bull. Highly commended is The Trees by Rose Bull. Please stand up. Well done. And the winner is My Beginnings by Dewey Makwana. Please come up and read your piece.
My seed was first planted when I was the young age of 6, and it began with my dad. My dad introduced me to football with the shin pads and boots, and all I can remember thinking was how uncomfortable it all was, and how I didn't want to participate in a boy sport. Little did I know that him introducing me to the sport created my roots. And to now think back to all those years ago, 6-year-old me running along a pitch while being drowned in kit sizes two sizes too big, shows how much my roots have developed and grown over the years into my own little tree. From each training session, match, and tournament, my tree has grown stronger, with my personal successes supporting my tree as I have developed into the player I am today. And the player I am today now understands the difficulties of important losses, the gender stereotypes, and the mental challenges that come with playing a sport. But the player I am today also understands the important wins, the courage it takes, and the opportunities it creates. By developing not only as a player, but also as a girl, I slowly began to ignore any negative comments from people exclaiming that football is a boys' sport, because I believe that we don't need stereotypes for anything. I believe that boys can wear colours like pink as much as they want and express their emotions as much as they want, in the same way that girls should be encouraged to play sport like rugby or football, and it shouldn't be restricted to dance or cheerleading. At the end of the day, how does it affect anyone but themselves? By moving teams, getting rejected at trials, and feeling the negative and positive emotions that footballs bring, it opens my eyes to how football is not just a sport, it's more of a mental journey. Like most mental journeys, there can be ups and downs, but after playing for many years, I see that it's more than just ups and downs, like the layers inside a tree, with each layer revealing a different story. My tree consists of a variety of emotion: the joy of scoring my first goal, the rush of anticipation in a penalty shootout, and the bittersweet feeling of moving clubs. But overall, as I look back on my football experience, it contains mainly happy memories. As I continue to grow with my football tree right by my side, it's planted firmly in my heart, with a strong foundation and a blanket of leaves, each holding a personal memory of my own. And as the future comes, I can continue to flourish until my tree has reached its full potential.
Thank you, Dewey, for a great reading again there. So many congratulations to all our winners and to everyone we published in our new beautiful anthology, The Trees. Thank you all for your wonderful writing and for supporting MK Litfest through entering our competitions, submitting to Raising Voices, and joining us for events. I feel really encouraged by the quality, particularly of the 14 to 19-year-old. The youngsters are our future, and how great they've been this evening. Litfest has had a fantastic year working with local writers through our in-person and online masterclasses, workshops and galas, hosting the second MK Indie Book Fair, and receiving so many excellent pieces of writing through our many activities. We're also planning lots more for writers over the next 12 months, including a literary walk, which will further explore the theme of the trees as part of the Parks Trust's MK Walking Festival on the 10th of May, where we'll hear a fantastic selection of pieces as we wander through the beauty of Howe Park Wood. Plenty more from the Raising Voices project as the story map continues to grow, and the next MK Indie Book Fair on the 26th of September. There's a named copy of the anthology waiting in the foyer for each of our shortlisted writers, so please do collect it. All the MinK anthologies from previous years are also available for sale from the LitFest sales desk. But there aren't many of those, so if you fancy one, buy it tonight because they won't be here for very long. If you'd like to enjoy more from our talented local writers or from our website, where you can also order ebook editions of all our collections, including the Dreams For events. A final congratulations to all our shortlisted and winning writers, and huge thanks to John Grindrod and all of you for joining us here today. Thank you. And I'd now like to invite all our shortlisted writers to the front for a photograph with our judges. So thank you for what I think has been a tremendous event, and we have it on camera, so we have a recording. Thank you all very much.